Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Welcome to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University online video session. Today we are going to discuss the session on SYBA block number 3 and unit number 11. It is a continuous unit which is already discussed in unit number 11 in connection with the interview skills. Today we are going to focus on group discussion, that is also along with interview skill, the same topic, the same unit, and it has two parts over which here we are going to focus on group discussion right now. So let's discuss the topic onwards. Look, you can see that second year BA and the code is 202, it's compulsory English, and here we are going to discuss block number 3, which is in which there is unit number 11, group discussion. First of all, you are having an idea that what is the actual meaning of group discussion. Is it a team discussion, or is it a discussion between two or more than two people, or whatever? What is its utility genuinely in the organization or in the multinational companies or in the academies or institutions? So let's understand first what is the definition of the group discussion. Here there is a data written in front of you in the PPT. It is about the nature and characteristics of GD. GD is group discussion. Learn various techniques in organizational group discussions. Look, group discussion allows the persons, the human beings, to explore their own techniques, to explore their own views, personal views, ideas, ideologies, and they stimulate, they talk with each other, and there is a one kind of stimulation that is generated because of certain talks. To identify the evaluation criteria in group discussion for selection process. Look, basically when there is a very important kind of a selection of the candidate, there is a necessity of group discussion to get the extreme information from that particular candidate. When the candidate is asked many questions, he is known with his capacities or she is known with her capabilities. But when there is a need to find the team bonding, whether he or she is able to work in the team, whether she is able to deal with the colleagues, how she tackle with the situations with other persons, how he or she is having a leadership skill or not, whether is she capable to get the works from the allotted people who are in connection with her. Certain kinds of things are necessary when there is a scrutiny or when there is a selection of the candidate, and for this purpose, for this particular skills, to evaluate certain skills of team building, team bonding, teamwork, leadership skill, for this purpose group discussion is necessary. Look, to identify the evaluation criteria, how to evaluate the candidate with a view to selection, then there is a need of group discussion. To become aware of the do's and don'ts of the group discussion. Look, there is one another point which is mentioned over here with a view to the nature and characteristics, that is do's and don'ts. What should be done in the group discussion? What are the ways to do the effective group discussion, and what are the things, what are the ideas, what are the ways which should not be delivered or which must be eliminated while doing group discussion? These are the don'ts. So basically here there is a functioning of, there is a discussion of functioning of the group discussion. When you are going to write the answer, you must be very much clear that you are writing a short note of group discussion, or an elaborate answer of group discussion with a view to write the meaning of the group discussion, the definition, the concept of the group discussion, the nature of the group discussion, and the characteristics, means the features of the group discussion. So basically we are discussing over here, that is the nature and function of the group discussion. The selection process for recruitment and admissions of higher studies, multinational companies, institutes, or Government of India, or higher education pool or selection for getting the degree or fellowships in abroad cities, in foreign countries. For these purposes, there is a need of group discussion. So when there are 2 or 3 or 5 or 6, 7, 8 candidates in front of you, and you are going to judge who is the best candidate for a particular purpose, then there is a need of group discussion, because almost all the candidates, they seem to be the qualified one, they seem to be the candidates of the right position. But when they are given the task of doing group discussion, you will be in a condition to see that this person is speaking a lot, he is not giving the chance to other candidates, or the particular candidate is speaking not at all, and she is not able to give the ideas to herself or to the other candidates. So this group discussion actually filters the candidate. It gives the chance to the candidates whether they should speak, or they are having the capacity to speak, or they are in a condition to put their ideas in a proper condition, in a proper way in front of the other candidates in the group discussion. These are certain kinds of criterias through which the committee or the members can check and find the right candidate. Here we have discussed the nature and function of the group discussion. Now we are going to discuss the way in which the group discussion works. What is the actual process, whether it is a team based process, or is it a competent process, the process of finding the competence candidate. What is actually with group discussion, that we are going to elaborate over here. Look, here there is a definition that you can see. Group discussion, it stimulates the ideas and thoughts within other participants, and after a discussion, at the end of discussion, group comes to conclusion. So basically the group discussion stimulates the ideas, it arouses the ideas, it arouses many more thoughts, many more concepts, many more ideologies which are not clear if they are kept in the group discussion. If certain topic is kept in the group discussion, and then there is a discussion in between the candidates, then the things would be quite clear after the group discussion. That is what is said over here. Generally, it should happen that the group discussion must be having a conclusion. If there isn't any conclusion, then it seems that the group discussion is still continuous. So one must come in a proper conclusion, in a condition to give conclusion, that is necessary. Purpose of group discussion: share ideas, information and thoughts, useful in decision making on important matters. Look, these are the points which are written over here in front of you. They show that how the group discussion works, what is its functioning, how it works, how it helps the MNCs, the organizations, the institutions, the academies to choose the particular candidate for the job, or to choose the right student for the professional courses even. Because there are many Government of India connected institutes, many government universities, they are keeping group discussions and written test and group discussions, and finally there is a personal interview for the admission in the certain institutes, in certain universities, certain A1 category universities. So this is basically one kind of selection point of view ideology, also a selection point of view weapon, a tool also, which is utilized by the universities. The purpose of group discussion is mostly these kind of purposes, as I have told you. Then share ideas and information and thoughts. Look, if there is a general group discussion between the females in an evening meeting of the females, in a kitty party, they are keeping the group discussion, and there is a general topic, a very generalized topic I am talking about, on arranged marriage versus love marriage. Then merely there will be the interesting group discussion between those females in the kitty party group, and they can share ideas, they can share information, and they deliver their own thoughts with each other. So this also becomes very much interesting, and this also can be included in the group discussion. Useful in decision making on important matters. Look, it's a very crucial stage when very important decisions are discussed in the group discussion, and important matters are discussed in the group discussion, and finally there comes a certain kind of decision. This particular kind of group discussion could be known as consensus in the companies. There are many multinational companies and many organizations in which certain kind of group discussions are done, and finally the opinion building is done. The opinions are generated after the group discussion. How this happens? It is dealt with the consensus method. Almost all the employees and the board of directors or the CEOs who are connected with a particular decision making, they are gathered and they are supposed to give their own opinions, and this kind of consensus opinion building is known as consensus, and it is also one kind of group discussion. And then finally we are going to see the fourth point, finding solutions for those issues which affect the organization as a whole. Look, sometimes it happens that there is a complex situation and solution is necessary, and for this purpose also, it is not about the generating the opinion or creating the opinion or opinion building, but it is about solving certain problems in the organizations or in institutes. Then also there is a need of round table meeting or a group discussion. So basically the meeting would be known as group discussion over here, and the solutions will be taken. The solutions would come out after that group discussion. So it is also very creative kind of a thing which is necessary in the organizations. To elaborate on research, work done, to get the feedback, and to arrive at conclusion in a democratic way. Arrive at conclusion in a democratic way, in the sense that everyone is given chance to give his or her ideology, his or her idea, his or her view. So that is a democratic way. So the group discussion is the only option, I believe, that which gives the elaborate research, because people are the researchers, basically they are discussing and their work is done or not, whether what they could do or what they are going to do in the futuristic trends, that also they can discuss with this particular group discussion tool. They can get the researchers or the teachers or the employees, the multinational company board of directors, those who want to get the feedback from their employees, those who want to get the feedback from their customers. The group discussion will be a very important weapon to get the ideology, arriving at a conclusion in a democratic way. That is also discussed over here right now. So these are the 4 ways why there is a need of group discussion. That is the answer of these 4 characteristics. A team and a group. Now when you discuss the topic group discussion, spontaneously you will be having a question whether a team is a different thing than a group, or team bonding or team discussion and group discussion are equal or not? So basically here I give you the very important clear answer that team bonding and team is a different thing than a group discussion. A group discussion is a process and a team has a set objectives. Look, it is written, a team is process based and a group is function based. Group has a certain kind of functioning and team generally deals with certain objectives, perspectives, certain clear objectives, certain clear purposes in their mind. Teaming is working on a particular goal. That is what is said over here. A group is involved in discussing and in meeting the long term goals of an organization. GD, here it is defined. GD, which is defined as a process that is a systematic oral interaction with a purpose. Every person assigned specific duties, tasks to be done or completed, and the oral interaction is an exchange of ideas, views, information and opinions over a topic, problem or issue. You can see here the picture where one person who is the member of the group discussion, he is standing and other members are sitting, and you can see the features of these other members, their face features. The girl in that lady in the purple lavender color, how she is watching that person. The other man who is in the red, who is in the lavender coat, he is watching that person who is standing over there in blue coat. That lady who is sitting with the green trouser and green coat, she is also watching and looking at him with surprise. And that lady who is the man or the lady who is sitting in the chair in red coat, she is also surprised. Everyone is not at all giving good gestures. You can see basically that here the man is standing and trying to bombast himself, trying to force his ideology, trying to say that he is right. This is not actually the positive sign of a group discussion. When a person is doing group discussion, first of all, he or she should be calm and composed. She should be very much clear about his ideology, and then he can speak or arouse questions. So this is actually not a positive sign. This is not at all allowed in the group discussion. That is what is showed over here. He is trying to emphasize his ideology. This is not allowed. Look, these are the don'ts. There are 15 don'ts and 15 do's of group discussion. About do's, we are very much clear that we can talk and discuss and speak and give our ideas. They are very much clear. But about 15 don'ts, one has to be very much cautious, and one should be very much competent enough, sincere enough. One should be very much serious enough while while doing the group discussion, that these things must be eliminated or must not be done. As for example, don't enter the conversation quickly. When a person is jumping or rushing in the conversation, this is not the way in which the group discussion can be done. Over speaking. Look, over speaking itself is a one kind of annoying thing. If any person is speaking continuously blah 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 blah, it won't work in group discussion. You must give the chance to other candidates, other members who are discussing in the group. They must be giving their own ideology, and you might be giving your ideologies, and there is a one kind of parallel argument going on. It is a good sign of group discussion. Repeating other participants. Never repeat other participants. If you are repeatedly speaking to one particular member and focusing on one member, it won't work. Speak or gesture boldly, interrupt others, bringing irrelevant or false statistics, appearing in an insecure way, sharing information that isn't valuable, having negative body language, sharing participant space, making eye contact with the evaluators, focusing on only on one particular participant, or using the judgmental language, taunting or trying to abuse anyone. These are the things which are not at all allowed in group discussion. And one must worry if the topic is unfamiliar. When there is a when there is an organization, when there is a group discussion, one must be very much clear whether both the groups must know the topics and the pros and cons of the topics. Then only there should be the group discussion. Apart from the don'ts, we can see the do's also. Listen to other participants, maintaining the eye contact, giving the time to other speakers to speak their ideas, their views, keeping potential disagreements. If you disagree, then you must be disagreeing from the beginning till the end. At 1 minute you are disagreeing, and at the second, after some time, you say that these are not the things and you agree. This is not the way in which you can do the group discussion. Dressing professionally, support your claims, welcome counter arguments. If someone is trying to put you in a dilemma and you are continuously getting counter arguments, then you must welcome it, and you must be in a condition to give concrete arguments and concrete reasons for your particular statements. That is necessary. Prepare for the discussion and acknowledge others before speaking. Initiate the conversation and plan your entry points, plan your exit points. Take notes, asks for clarification, and show the confidence. These are the things which are very much necessary while doing group discussion. Group discussion must be done with certain do's and don'ts. The difference between group discussion and debate. Now you must be very much clear about the debate also, because when we are going to discuss group discussion, naturally we must discuss what is debate. A debate advocates a particular point of view, whereas group discussion raises a particular issue for exchange of thoughts. Look, whether you exchange or you do not exchange the thoughts, it makes a very big difference while you are involved in group discussion, because you must be in a condition to put your statements, to put your arguments clearly to the oppositional group, to the contrasting group. A debate is more formal than group discussion, because debate is one kind of an important factor through which there is a discussion happening. Voting is done to take a decision in debate, and generally it happens that voting is done in debate, but group discussion does not give any chance to do voting and certain kind of thing. Group discussion happens between the two groups, or between the two committees, or generally it happens between two oppositional groups with having two oppositional ideologies also. An important skill for professional success, an effective tool for personality evaluation, and it is the main task in supporting wise and effective decisions for the organization. Nature and characteristics of group discussion. Brainstorming, nominal group technique, and Delphi technique. These are the three main techniques, these are the three main features or main types which you can put in group discussion's answer. Brainstorming group discussion and nominal group technique, that which we are going to discuss right now, and Delphi technique is also mentioned in a very precise brief writing. Look, first of all, let us discuss what is brainstorming. There are 2 points in brainstorming group discussion. One is storyboarding and another is lotus blossom technique. Storyboarding deals with identifying major issues and solving it. As for example, there are 2-3 problems in front of you. As for example, let us discuss 2-3 problems of current positions of India. There is no vacancy, there is too much poverty everywhere, or there is lack of things which are available in the rural areas in the developing India. Then certain things, these are the 3-4 things which are in front of you, but you have to merely focus on one particular thing, that you have to educate the rural area, you have to educate the students of the rural areas. As for example, you focus on that particular topic and then you start the group discussion. It is known as storyboarding technique, where you identify the major topic merely and the subtopics are kept aside, and after identifying the major topic, major issue, you the team are trying to solve the problem. That is storyboarding. Now, what is lotus blossom technique? That also we have to understand. It is related with core thought, and 8 ideas each are given in the lotus blossom technique. Lotus blossom technique is like the leaves of the lotus. You know that there is a flower lotus and it has 8 different kinds of petals, and all these 8 petals are taken as 8 ideas each, and then there is a core thought in the sense one particular thought is kept in the middle part and 8 ideas are given for one thought. Then again there is a different thought. As for example, first thought is about how to educate the students of the rural areas. That's a main thought, and there are different 8 ideas that teachers can reach in the rural areas, the students can be gained from the rural areas, and they are brought in the metro cities, and they are provided the hostels and boarding and lodging facilities, and then they are given the education. These are the 8 ideas which could be kept in the core thought, one core thought and 8 ideas each in that method, in the lotus blossom method. Again, in the lotus blossom method, we can do one thing, that we can give another problematic idea, and then there are again in group discussion 8 different clues or 8 different ideas could be given to that one core thought. So lotus blossom technique is a very beautiful technique. Group members are sitting in the round table and they are discussing. One core thought is kept, and again 8 ideas, again one core thought is given, and again 8 ideas. It will be very much brainstorming, but at the same time it is very much interesting even. And I genuinely believe that brainstorming technique of the storyboarding and lotus blossom method, both these methods are very much intellectual and churning, kind of brain churning happens. It's not actually brainstorming, but I say that it's brain churning also. So this can be involved, or this could be given to the students of engineering IITs and IIMs. They are using it also in the great central universities and great institutes everywhere. Nominal group technique and Delphi technique. Nominal group technique is very much interesting. It means the interpersonal communication is restricted and the members meet like traditional members. Look, this is basically very much important. It is the fundamental thing which is necessary in our civilized society, in our day-to-day teaching learning method also, because when a person is given the chance to involve in the group discussion, his or her interpersonal communication would be certainly starting. So she has to stop it, and they have to meet like they are down to earth members, without any bias, without any personal objectives, without any subjective element. like authors speak without any subjective element, in the same way the members meet whatever they are and they accept whatever it is, and then they discuss in a traditional way. So nominal group technique gives the chance to be very liberal, very simple, and still at the same time you are discussing the points and the topics which are given to you. Now we are going to focus on the Delphi technique. It is time consuming and each member independently and anonymously arouses the questions, like they are given the questionnaire and it can't be done in a single time. It is very much time taking. So Delphi technique deals with questionnaires and anonymously it could be utilized. It is generally a group discussion, one kind of a group discussion technique. We can say that it is a matter of group discussion, but it is done with each member independently. So these are the techniques which are discussed in group discussion, and now I think you are clear about group discussion. At the same time, debate. What is the difference between the group discussion and debate? Debate is a different thing, and group discussion is also related with the team and the process of the team and what are the features of the group discussion. It is also clear to you. So unit 11 is completed over here, and we can meet again in our next session. Good luck to you. God bless you.
स्वाध्यायः परमः